Estás viendo Canal América, televisión dominicana para el mundo.
A Time for True show is sponsored by the Office of Dr. Bernard Fialkoff, a periodontal, dental implant and laser specialist in New York City, for over 40 years. Dr. Fialkoff was honored by the International College of Dentists and Pierre Fauchard, and received the Presidential Lifetime Humanitarian Honor from the White House. Call us at 718-229-3838.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your fears.
Welcome to A Time for Truth show. I'm your host, Dr. Bernard Fialkoff, and it's a pleasure to welcome you back with us again. Many of you have been asking how you can get to the previous shows and be able to view them. It's very simple. You go on YouTube, click A Time for Truth show, and hit the subscribe button, and you'll be availed of all the previous episodes over the last few years. And let's get right to what we have tonight, because we've got a great show. We've got something that has to do with your confidence, how you feel, and your pearly whites. And sometimes they're not so pearly white, and sometimes they're not so straight, and sometimes you can get very, very self-conscious of, how you look. So we're very lucky tonight. We're honored to have a very special guest all the way from the southern part of the United States. And Buddha, if you put him up on the screen, I want to introduce our special guest tonight, Dr. Edward J. Camacho, Director of Cosmetic Dentistry of San Antonio. There you see him. A graduate of the University of Texas Health Science Center with a doctorate of dental surgery in 1980. Now practicing 43 years. Wow. Former assistant clinical professor at the University of Texas Health Science Center in San Antonio. He's a member of the American Dental Association, the Texas Dental Association, the Academy of Osseointegration, the Mid-America Orthodontic Society, Clinical Foundation of Orthopedics and Orthodontics, the International Academy of Computerized Dentistry, and the American Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry. The doctor has been awarded the Invisalign Innovator Award, the Invisalign Premier Provider Award, the America's Top Dentist Cosmetic Dentistry Award in 2005, 6, 9, 10, through 22. America's Top Dentist Award in General Dentistry, 2007, 8, 9, 10, through 2020. The prestigious Who's Who, the Texas Monthly Magazine as Super Dentist. I got to put a cape on him there. At 2000, 2010, 2009. And San Antonio Magazine, the face of cosmetic dentistry. And there you see it right there. Beautiful picture. And Buddha, if you will, let's bring Dr. Camacho up live and welcome him to A Time for Truth show. Welcome, Dr. Camacho.
Well, thank you, Ben. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to visit with you.
It's you know what? It's a real honor. And when I was reading your accolades, I go, my Lord, wow. I think that's why when I was in San Antonio, everybody was smiling.
Well, I enjoy doing what I do. It's a lot of fun for me.
Absolutely. I can see that. And, let's get right to it because you have so much that you have to offer for our viewers. So let's start out with the beginning. What were your dreams when you were a young man?
I definitely wanted to get into the health professions. I had an uncle who was a pharmacist, and he kind of prodded me and encouraged me. Actually, had given me a lot of push towards actually going towards medicine. And then my family dentist kind of took me to the side and goes, "Well, medicine is good, but I tell you what, as a dentist, you can kind of set your own hours and not have to be called in the middle of the night. And it's a lot of more freedom that you're going to have as a dentist." And that sounded very, very good to me. When I was a kid, I had a lot of interest in with regard to including sports, but I used to like to put model airplanes and cars. Okay, every time I got some allowance money together, I would go out and buy another kit. So my room was filled with different, hot rods and airplanes and all sorts of models. And my dad came to me and he says, "Man, you really like working with your hands. You might consider, going into dentistry." And so that seed got planted at that point in time, and it was something that I always had in mind. It looked like it was going to be something that was fun, and in fact, it has in fact turned out to be a lot of fun for me.
Well, you know what? It sounds like really the right thing that you did. And obviously it was, with all the accolades and awards that you received for what you produced. Tell us about these awards. Like, because there's so many people out there who want to succeed, and you're obviously the example and the epitome of that. So tell us a little bit about these awards and why you feel you achieved them, or you obtained them. Why were you awarded and recognized so much so?
Well, number one, I've been around for a while. And so for that matter, I guess I have some longevity and am known. And then just because I put a lot of attention on being precise at what I do, again, it's a fun thing for me to do. And I guess word of mouth is kind of spread. I do get a good number of referrals, and then I get a lot of reviews from patients, positive reviews, and I think the fact that these reviews are published, then I get sought out to be, either a spokesperson, or like when a magazine contacts me and say, "We'd like you to be the face of cosmetic dentistry for our area, and would you like to do that?" And I go, "Oh, sure." Why not? So I think it's just been a matter of, always undertaking more and more continuing education to better my skills. Certainly my skills have increased over time. I'm not saying this to be bragging, but I can now do things come to me very easily now. And I'm sure your surgical techniques and your ability to put implants compared to the first ones you put in, and your hands are shaking. And when I was in dental school, your hands are shaking the first time you do something, whereas now you basically do it with your eyes closed. It just flows very, very smoothly. I'm sure musicians are the same with their ability to play their instrument. It just becomes just part of you. And you can create things so much more easily when you really enjoy what you do, and you put a lot of attention and effort in getting better at it.
Well, it makes total sense. And you know what? There's some images that you sent of some people that you helped and engineer. If you can get the video ready and then show the images. Let's put the images up first so that Dr. Camacho can speak about each one. So if you want to put up one of the images of these cases that he's treated cosmetically, and really, I was looking at them before and I found them really, really interesting. While we're waiting for him to put them up, How have you found that cosmetic dentistry has changed the patient's attitudes?
Patients' attitudes. A lot of patients don't really, they kind of feel like, oh, I'm going to the dentist, I got to get a filling, I've got a toothache or something sensitive. They come in with a mindset like, I just want to save my teeth. I want to be able to eat, I get a lot of, I'm already married. I don't care how I look. I've already attracted my mate. So, my wife is happy with how I look, or certainly the spouse will say the same thing. Well, my husband doesn't care how I look. He just wants me to be happy. This sort of things. So people don't put a lot of attention on it until I kind of raise their awareness of what it can do for them. And
right.
In a lot of my marketing, I talk about increasing your confidence level. Okay. I find a lot of people either are shy or restrain themselves in either in business, in relationships. They restrain themselves in social settings, like taking pictures, or if they're in a group and somebody tells a joke, they're laughing like this with their hand over their mouth because they are embarrassed of their smile, but they never knew what could be done about it. So I let them know, and it's part of my marketing is I am a confidence builder. I will help to build your confidence by getting you a confident smile, making you more comfortable in business, making you more comfortable in your relationships, certainly making you more comfortable in social settings, and actually just being able to enjoy what's happening as opposed to being reserved about, well, I don't want to go, I don't want to laugh in front of everybody to see they're going to see my teeth. Or I've had people in their 70s who wished as a kid that they would have gotten braces. They would have always wanted straight teeth, but I figured after I'm no longer a teenager, it's too late. I missed my chance. But again, I've taken 70-year-olds through Invisalign and gotten them some straight teeth, and when they get to the end of it, it's very exciting because the most common comment from someone that I've helped is, wow, why did I wait so long for this? I had no idea that this could do for me what it has in fact done for me.
Well, you know what? It sounds right. Let's put the images up because I want to show some of these cases that you're talking about. So, engineer, let's put up the first image, please. You have it there? Yes. Okay, let's put it up for Dr. Camacho, and then he can describe this person before and after. Here we go. And that's the video. But if we can put up the images of the teeth and, there we go. Yeah, that right there would be great. Yeah. So, yeah, because I get that in my office. I get patients come in and they're not comfortable. They have like a gummy smile. And I saw that you did some of those in your gallery. Very beautiful. By the way, while we're waiting, because I know people are going to watch this, they're going to want to know how to contact you. So what is your phone number and your email?
Loud motorcycle going by. My phone number is area code 210-493-9944 to my office.
Very good. And the email?
My email would be Dr. Camacho, and it looks like that. DrCamacho at Cosmetic Dentistry of SA.com. My office is Cosmetic Dentistry of San Antonio, so the email address would be cosmeticdentistry.com.
Excellent. So here, we're going to put those pictures up now. They're ready. So let's go ahead and put that up, engineer. There we go. So tell us a little bit about this one.
All right. This is, her name was Rebecca. She actually lost the kind of yellow colored tooth to the right. It had a root canal treatment. It failed. There was a fractured root, and it actually had to be removed. So I actually put an implant in there on that right front, the one that's yellow. Actually had to put her in Invisalign. She had actually been to another dentist. They started 2 crowns on her, and when she came to me, she was in temporary crowns, and one tooth was, like a 1/4 inch longer than the other, including the gum line was imbalanced as well. So I actually remade her temporary crowns. I put her in Invisalign. I leveled her teeth. And once I had them level, and during this time, that one tooth got removed, I put an implant in. And this is all while I'm moving things with Invisalign. And then once everything was done and the implant was ready to be restored, I repaired a new implant crown, veneers across the front. I lifted the gum line on the left to give things a balanced look so that everything on the right side looks like everything on the left side.
Very nice result. Yeah, very, very nice. I think there's another one also, engineer, right? There we go. This one was even more impressive. Tell us a little bit about her.
So this is a woman in her 50s. You can see her jaws are well developed. She's got very strong muscles here because she has a very powerful bite, and she tended to grind her teeth. So her teeth had actually kind of tilted backwards. So I had to put her into Invisalign to kind of give her a little more room to function. And then I rebuilt the whole upper jaw with some veneers, putting back some of what got worn away. And again, lifting the gum line and just giving her a brighter, bolder smile.
Beautiful result.
More useful as well.
Oh my Lord. When I saw this one, I said, look at this. Wow. Really drastic change. And you can even see how on the other picture, she almost looks lighter. She was actually, the whole face looked lighter. She looked like she lost weight. It was an amazing change. Now, look at this one is really something because it's got tremendous amount of problems going on.
Esmeralda, she actually wanted me to put individual implants to replace all the missing teeth that she was missing in the back. And I visited with her, and that would have made the back areas very strong, but she had a lot of damage to her front teeth. So in her situation, what was a more ideal solution was we actually removed the remaining top teeth, and then we put in 4 implants. And then this is an implant supported denture, a fixed hybrid, meaning she doesn't take it out. It is locked in place. Definitely makes a much more permanent solution for her compared to if I would have tried to rebuild these front teeth here that already had a lot of damage, might have lasted her 10 or 15 years, where the implant supported denture, we're looking at that something giving her a service life of about 35 years.
Beautiful. Well, that's some result. And your work is amazing. And then I also know that you're very interested in helping your community, and with what's going on in our country, that's so important. So I wanted to ask you to tell us a little bit about, what you do with your community outreach programs.
Well, the one that I've been involved with for the longest time is called the Way to Happiness program. The Way to Happiness, okay, let's see if I can get some of the light off of that.
Yeah, bring it back more toward you, away from the camera. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, the Way to Happiness is it is a common sense, non-religious moral code.
Okay.
So in society, you know, I was fortunate as a kid, my parents sent me to a private school.
Uh-huh.
And the nuns, well, you know, they don't fool around. There is no, the corporal punishment was certainly utilized when necessary. And myself and my other students, classmates, we all knew to respect authority from the nuns in Catholic parochial school. But we got a tremendous education, right? And you know, part of our education was okay. Yes, we got some religious indoctrination. You know, we were at least given some ideas of our spiritual nature and its importance in life. But you know, there was a lot of the teaching of morals. Well, unfortunately, in public schools, religion, any mention of religion has been thrown out of public schools. And what's been observable to me and many, many other people is the morals of the whole society have dropped. There's moral decay all around us, and you can see it with increases in crime, increases in drug use, increases in divorce. You know, there's so many factors in our society that are in a downward trend. And I would say a lot of that has to do with the exclusion of any sort of religion or the teaching of morals in school. What they teach
Exactly.
now has nothing to do with their ability to survive well or live a happy life.
Mm-hmm.
So L. Ron Hubbard came up with a brilliant solution to make a secular means non-religious, a secular moral code that's just strictly based on common sense. So it's applicable across all races, it's applicable across all religions, it's applicable across all societies, all across the world. In fact, it is distributed worldwide to many, many communities to incredibly beneficial effects. So I saw this, and you know, I have experienced as a business owner, you know, employees who, let's just say, took advantage of their position and weren't particularly honest in their handling of the business, stealing from the business, embezzlement, those sorts of things happen in business. I was not excluded from experiencing that. So it was important to me that from my staff standpoint that we implement this, provide this for their own benefit and knowledge, and then I share it with my patients. Every new patient gets a little booklet with the way to happiness. I have it in English and Spanish in the San Antonio population. There's a lot of Hispanics. So I have it available, and the reception for it has been tremendous. I've had patients come back and say, can I get some more of these booklets to give to my neighbors? And I've had teachers that have been patients that I've been able to order for them a classroom distribution kit where they can provide the booklets to their students. They have a poster, they have a contest of setting a good example for others. But it's possible to get this into schools because it's secular. So there's no back off from teachers and educators being able to share this, what literally is life-saving information with others and with their students, and not get, governmental, intrusion or governmental stops from preventing this data for being shared.
You know what? I think what you're doing is so important. And, I would urge the viewers watching this to consider that themselves, because, I think that in New York City itself, we're suffering from a lot of drug abuse. You can smell it in the air. So many people complain about the smell in the air. The violence in our subways has gone up. The economy has really been very stressful for many people. A lot of people have unfortunately gone through a lot of flux and change. And, I think a book that brings happiness, A Way to Happiness, I think it's the perfect solution. I was going to ask you a question, because we're getting to the end of the show. What do you want to leave our viewers with? What remark, because you're such a successful guy, here you are helping people, what would you like to let them go home with as a concluding statement from you?
I've had an opportunity to talk in front of groups, dental students, pre-dental students, even, career days in schools, and helping others. I would say that we all internally have a desire to create an effect to help someone else. So yourself in the health profession, myself in the health profession, we help our patients. From the standpoint of getting healthy, yes, that's one level of help. But helping our communities is another level that we can take, and we can all participate in this. Even if it's voting, if it's recognizing that you can take responsibility for your community to make it better. So if you can, and I'm happy to help assist you in getting copies of The Way to Happiness for your own use, or you can get them free. You can just type in waytohappiness.org, and they will send you free of charge copies of the booklet that you can use for yourself and share with your family and your neighbors. I think the more people that are exposed to this and get the idea, wow, it's possible to not only increase my own happiness, but help others increase their happiness, particularly their children, raise them in a manner where they can be happier and not get stressed out by other things occurring in our society. I would say that would be my message. Recognizes that you can do something about it, and this is a real simple tool that will help you to do that.
So thank you so much for being on the show.
Well, thank you for having me. I certainly enjoyed the visit, and really wish you and your listeners and viewers the best, and a happy life to everybody.
Okay. And for those of you out there, let's make a better world. If you happen to be in Texas, now you know where to get your confidence in those beautiful white teeth in San Antonio. And for those of you watching, have a good night.
This show was sponsored by A Time for Truth Foundation Incorporated as a community service.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've Giving everything you've got, or the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your feet